I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this
VCU money line probably free.
Trevor won't let me down 2 mornings in a row. I don't feel it.
What time is that? That game starts soon, right?
Yeah, like 28 minutes.
All right. So for those of you that don't know what we're talking about the St. Bonaventure VCU game. That starts in 28 minutes. We already talked about that game last night. They're both on St. Bonnie's. I took VCU, laid the big number. So that's what we're talking about. We're not going to go through all the games we went through last night. There's a midnight stream up where we go through them. So if there's a game you're looking for that's not here, it's on the other one. So most of the early games are on the other one. Anyway, so we got 12 games lined up here that we didn't go through on the midnight show. So that's what we're going to do, the ones we didn't talk about last night. First up, we're in CUSA, Conference USA, Middle Tennessee, Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State laying 2.5. Haven't bet either of these teams all year. I'm sure Trevor has.
Oh yeah, I love Conference USA.
What? All seriousness, not even talking shit. Why is Middle Tennessee getting 2.5? Like, I feel like these teams are essentially equals, and I feel like Middle Tennessee's been playing
Where's the game?
A little bit better on a neutral in Huntsville, Alabama, or Huntsville somewhere. Is it Huntsville in Alabama? Shit, I don't know where Huntsville is. Let me see. Hold on.
I know it's in Alabama.
Oh, okay, then yeah, we're good. Huntsville, Alabama.
Huntsville sounds like a good town.
It's definitely going to be more of a Jacksonville State crowd, that's for sure. Given the location, but I don't know. I like Middle Tennessee here. Towards the end of the season, the last half of this Middle Tennessee team was much better on the road than they were at home, which makes no sense because over the last 3 years or so, you could just auto bet Middle Tennessee at home. They'll find a way, they'll cover, they'll get it done, and you fade them on the road. It's flipped. You back them on the road, you fade them at home now. Jacksonville State, was really good. They owned this conference for the first half, 3/4 of it, and just kind of gave it away late. I like Middle Tennessee here. They found a way to get it done yesterday. Double overtime, I think. So, you could argue the dead legs potentially, but I think Middle Tennessee is just overall the better team right now. They're not at home, which weirdly enough, I like. And it will be more of a Jacksonville State crowd, but I just think they're the better team here, and they're going to get this done. And do you guys know who opened as a favorite?
Don't peddle your flipped bullshit on us.
Then it's then the Jacksonville State money must be really coming in.
Yeah.
Dude, Trevor's obsessed when the line flips. Obsessed.
I love it.
Trevor's obsession, it's the only reason that I haven't bet Utah State later is because I'm like waiting.
Wait. So Trevor, specifically, you're saying when a dog flips over to the favorite, take the new dog, is what you're saying.
Yeah, a team was favored for a reason, and then the public came in on the other side not agreeing. But I look at it like Vegas opened them as the favorite for a reason, and they're just kind of begging for the other side of the money and just taking a bunch of it.
I mean, there is some logic behind playing the tail end of the market that it's overreacted and moved too far. I could see that.
I think that also you have to find your little quirks in college basketball. It's just more of a comfortable.
You guys
thing
sound like
me.
freaks talking about your quirks.
I'm just saying, like, it's when you have.
Trevor's like, when the line flipped on a Tuesday, though. On a Tuesday, when the line flipped, automatic.
Especially between the hours of 4 and 6 p.m. Oh yeah.
Oh my God. I saw that thing flipped at 5:55. I nuked it.
So Trev's on Middle Tennessee. He actually sounded reasonably confident. As far as the poll, it's pretty much split. 46% Jacksonville State, 42% Middle Tennessee. So no really decisive side here in terms of the people watching. Toast, I'll put up Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, we can sweep with Middle Tennessee. I probably actually am going to bet this. I'm kind of mad that I can't get a 2.5, but I can still get a 2 on Caesars. You can get 2.5 on Bet Rivers if you can bet more than $5 on them, on that book. But I do really like the spot for Middle Tennessee, and I just don't understand why they're getting points. Like Trevor said, they've been better on the road. So again, this is aimed as a neutral, but again, I don't mind them in this spot. They just came off a huge win against Louisiana Tech, and I know that doesn't really mean much for a lot of people, but they lost to that team twice this year. and now to come back and win, it took them against double overtime. That's fine. And then even taking it a step back further, Middle Tennessee's been playing much better. The only teams they've lost to over the last 2 weeks is that Louisiana Tech team that I talked about, who they just beat, and Liberty, and they only lost to Liberty by 5. And we know that Liberty's by far the best team in that conference. So I feel like I guess I just don't understand why we're catching points with Middle Tennessee. So obviously there's a reason some people like Jacksonville. I just don't understand.
By the way, 2.5s are gone.
Yeah.
It's now down to 2 or even 1.5.
Yep, so it's starting to come back. Grab it now.
Before it flips.
Did you bet it?
Forget those points. Take the money line.
No, I'm taking my 2. Get out of here.
FAU 3.5. FE's laying 3.5 against Tulane. We are in the AAC. Tulane. I don't know anything about either of these teams. So,
Dude,
Toast, you?
You could put Tulane up for me. Don't know if I actually bet it. FAU does have a little bit of revenge in this game. They got smoked by this Tulane team earlier in the year. I'm just not in a position where I'm laying points with FAU to anybody. Again, not that Tulane is some world-beating team that's way better than FAU or anything like that, but not only has FAU have that name recognition that means absolutely nothing in the marketplace. They're 3-7 against the spread their last 10. I'm just not. There's just no chance in hell I'm laying 3.5 points on the neutral with them. So you can put up Tulane for me. I'm not going to bet this game, but there's only one way to look at it for me.
Trev, do you agree?
Yeah, Tulane. FAU, like you said, little name brand here. But Tulane's been playing good. They have size. They also don't turn it over. They force turnovers. They can defend well, too. They're rebounding kind of a little suspect. Volkatitis, 7 foot. He's going to be the tallest guy on the floor by, 2, 3, 4 inches here. So FAU, I'm going to give the edge on the glass here. But other than that, Tulane overall is like a 6'4" to like 6'9" team. Like they have size and length everywhere. So I think that'll affect FAU a little bit here. And it just feels like too much. And FAU, I don't know what they've really done to deserve multiple possessions like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah, no, they've just been inconsistent. I know some sharp money's coming in on FAU here, but I just don't see laying multiple possessions with them. Tulane's playing good. They have size. They don't turn it over again. And FAU's turnover prone. So I think Tulane can steal some possessions, get some runouts here, some quick buckets, and hang in this game and maybe even be live to win.
I'm putting the Owls up, but I want to be clear. I don't know anything about the Owls, but we're polling heavy on Tulane.
That's why I say I feel like I'm missing something, because even with FAU, you could make a case that FAU isn't playing well coming down the stretch, but they also played teams like Wichita, Memphis, or the losses, Wichita, Memphis, North Texas, UAB. All those teams besides Wichita State are significantly better than Tulane. So again, I could hear an argument for FAU. I wouldn't really listen, but I could hear it.
All right, let's move on to the next one. And the next one is someone asked about our picks in Memphis, Wichita State. Trevor was on Wichita. All the comments are on Wichita. Me and Toast were the only two on Memphis.
Because chat's a bunch of sharps.
No, it's because you guys have this weird anti-Penny Hardaway propaganda you're trying to spread.
Well, it's been profitable over the years.
Not tonight.
No. I will guarantee that Memphis is not going to.
How in this one, again, don't know anything about these teams. How are you laying 13.5 points in a game with a 125.5 total?
North Texas basketball.
Yeah, that's
wait. North Texas slow-paced defense.
Slow-paced, very good defense. Yeah,
so
that's exactly how they play.
So North Texas basketball is literally the complete opposite of their football team.
Yes.
Correct. This team likes to play slow, play very, very good defense, and shoot the 3 ball over 50%. That's what they do. And they shoot at the free throw line. They're one of the best teams in the country.
Very consistent year in, year out with North Texas.
Yeah.
Whatever, it doesn't matter what coach they have.
Does that mean you're laying 13.5?
No.
Back and forth a little bit on this one. Back and forth does feel a tad high, but if Tulsa goes 8 minutes without scoring, I'm not gonna be shocked. Like
that's something Tulsa does.
Yeah, Tulsa can do that.
So bad.
Can definitely do that to anybody. I mean, this team caught Purdue too in the tournament a couple years ago. and beat them outright. Like their style of play, wonky as hell. It throws a wrench into your system.
It's like Timu Houston.
Yes. Yeah. Wish.com. Better than Timu, but just.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the 13.5 with Tulsa. They've seen them this year. They're going to be more ready for it. North Texas, if those threes aren't falling, it's going to be a tight game. So I'll take Tulsa with the points here. But fading North Texas is never something I like to do. It's 0 fun the whole time.
I don't understand. Like, is my graphic wrong? It's saying 13-12 against the spread. You guys are talking about them like they're this unstoppable force.
Okay, don't let that fool you. You're going to watch this team, and like the problem is
I'm not
lay
gonna
numbers
watch.
like this.
I'm not going to watch it. I can tell you
They lay numbers like this because of how good they are. They get a little too respected on the books, but they still win games by margin a lot. It's just they're given a huge margin from the books.
Yeah, this game's on at 7 p.m. There's a lot of basketball on. The NBA's on tonight, too. This will not make a TV.
You can put North Texas up for me if anybody wants my opinion, only because I think they're that much better. But what Trevor said worries me the most is that that's a 3-point shooting team on a neutral. I just don't want to get involved with that.
All right,
Especially their first game. If they had already played a game, it would be a little bit different. But this is going to be their first game in that arena, so I just don't want to deal with that.
We have now moved on to some action. Is MAC basketball also referred to as MACtion?
I don't think so, but
not like it is with football in any way.
Yeah, when it says MACtion, you're thinking of Tuesday night football.
I was going to say you're taking Thursday night, middle of the week football. Yeah,
yeah, like Tuesday, Wednesday night. Kent State, Miami of Ohio.
Kent State's the move, right, Trevor? Am I missing something here? Why are they laying 3.5 to a team they've lost to twice? I mean. They're not covering numbers. They're winning games, but they're not covering numbers, and they're still up here over 3. Am I missing something?
No, it does feel like the spot. Kent in March is just it's them and Toledo are really like the big dogs of the MAC that always show up in this tournament. Akron, I guess too, but it's those 3. Like I feel like it's the spot, but I'm afraid everybody and their brother's going to be on Kent. In March.
What's the
here.
splits look like? Because
we're polling at 70% Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, I was gonna say I see a lot of Miami love. That's why I was so hesitant to feel like I was missing an injury or something of that nature, because I was like, Jesus, like I don't see anybody in the world with a Kent State ticket. I'm trying to flash on somebody.
This is a pros Joe's game. 34% of bets, 82% of money on Kent. 50-50 split on the tickets, 54% of money is on Miami, 46 on Kent. So yeah, I guess it's more of a pro Joe spot. I'm going with Kent just because of their March success and their history, being able to win this tournament. I don't know, something's just wonky with this. I don't know. Something.
It's just like the Utah Tech line or whatever it was a couple days ago when it was 4.5. It got bet up to 6.5, and they still covered them all. You could put Kent State up to me. I'm probably going to end up betting this. The first 2 times these 2 teams played, obviously Miami won both of them. Miami was a 5.5-point dog, and then Miami was a 1-point dog, or what have you. So now you have Kent State as a 3.5-point favorite still after losing to them twice. This just seems really fishy. Yeah, I'm probably going to bet this too.
I might bet this one with you. I don't have a ton of college bets open for today.
Not to mention Miami has been a killer against the spread. 7-3 against the spread their last 10. 11-3 like on a neutral or a home court or whatever, something crazy like that. So, yeah.
Gentlemen, we head to the Big Ten. And to what I think is a prime candidate for fake sharp play of the day.
Really? I don't have a play on this game yet, so I'm curious if I can fade the fake sharp play of the day.
Well, the fake sharp play of the day is Michigan plus 2.5. Team sucks. Plain and simple, team sucks. My analysis is this. Team sucks. Purdue at a short number, less than 1 possession. Come on. Yeah, we're pulling heavy on Purdue. Exactly. That's good. That's exactly what the fake sharp play of the day should look like. Just a few scattered fake sharps taking Michigan. Trevor's about to take Michigan.
Are you fucking nuts? No chance. Purdue just sold on everybody last night. They looked terrible. They still found a way to win. USC was hitting shots. They were just hanging around. They were just hanging around doing what they did. But Purdue, at least they got it done. I think they got their scare out of the way. I think this is a nice place for them to get rolling here. Michigan, very turnover prone. What does Purdue do? They force turnovers. They did it also when these two played in Mackey. Now it's not Mackey, obviously. It's in Indianapolis though, so they're gonna have the crowd. That's for sure. Turnovers are always an issue. I think Purdue, bad game out of the way. They get it rolling here today, and I'll take it. I know they got Danny Wolf and Vlad. They'll have size, but you can dump it into Vlad the whole time. I just don't believe in Michigan's defense, and their guards are better than Purdue's, to be honest. I think Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer, Cox, they're all damn good. I think this is the game they step up and prove it. And Kaufman-Renn was in foul trouble last night, so he was kind of rendered ineffective on defense. But I'm not sure that'll happen today. I think they'll let them play a little bit more, and we get a Purdue spot here. I'm kicking myself for not grabbing the minus. The money line went down to like minus 130, 125 last night for a bit, and then it popped right back up. So I'm kicking myself for not grabbing it. But this would be yeah, I know. I'm going to play the minus 140 money line for this. I don't want to dick around with points, but I think Purdue wins this game by margin.
Helms, do you not know what the fake sharp play of the day is? The whole world's going to be taking Purdue at this number. The people on Michigan are going to be fake sharp contrarians, such as Trevor and Toast, are usually the type to take a play like Michigan does.
It's been working out really well for me, but you can put up boiler ball for me.
Yeah, great week.
Yeah, you can put up boiler ball for me. I've been fading this Michigan team a lot lately. The only reason that I want to play money line as well is because we've illustrated a lot that this team seems to play close games. Now, their last three really haven't been that close as far as one possession games, but usually Michigan has been playing a lot of close games. Not to mention the fact that Purdue's already played a game on this court, and like Trevor said, the scare's out of the way, and I think offensively they're going to be really good. If Michigan, I just feel like Purdue's going to have a plan defensively for this Michigan team. So I just have a hard time believing they're not. So, and as far as big as Michigan is, I don't think it really is going to matter too much is when you have guards like Smith and Lawyer and stuff like that. So Purdue for me.
You can maybe even take Lawyer like threes prop. I don't know if that's actually up yet or not. He's been hot. He's been hot.
Who?
Fletcher Lawyer.
They don't have his lines up. They have some Michigan lines up, but they don't have Purdue lines up for players.
Interesting.
Yeah, go ahead and bet all these Michigan players, guys. I don't hate the Lawyer threes look. I think it's probably going to be like a juiced 1.5, but you can get 3+ at plus money. Fletcher, the last couple of games, I know he's been going nuts. Let me see. 3 of 7 last night, 7 of 12, 0 of 2 versus Illinois to end the season, but 7 of 12, 3 of 5, 2 of 2, 2 of 3, 2 of 4, 2 of 6, 2 of 7. So I mean, like playing the 2 is not a bad idea. He's been dialed in. He's the volume sometimes isn't there, but he's getting his to fall. So I would look at maybe that if you want to take a prop and just not sweat out a side.
Battle of the UCs. UC Santa Barbara, UC San Diego. Big number here.
This game's gonna be great.
Yeah,
low-key one of my favorite games of the day.
That means you're on Santa Barbara, because if you thought San Diego was winning by 15 plus, you wouldn't say this game's going to be great. Santa Barbara.
Yeah, no. Santa Barbara here. Sprinkle the money line. I think San Diego wins, but I think this is going to be a tight game here. I know everybody loves San Diego. They steamroll people, all this good stuff, but Santa Barbara has been playing damn good ball. They ended the season with a loss to Northridge and then Irvine. In that Irvine game, they blew that game. They were leading with like 3 minutes left, lost it by 9.
Irvine went on a 20-0 run or 40-20 run the last 10 minutes of that game.
Yeah. They had a 13-point lead too. But since then, they came in, they beat Bakersfield. They covered there. They covered against Northridge. Last night won outright as dogs, and then I think San Diego has been off since last Saturday. So they got a week off here. They haven't played in this gym yet, and they're a young team. I know that the TCE guys said it last night too, and I couldn't agree more. San Diego has not doesn't really have any tournament experience. This Santa Barbara team, very very experienced veteran. the 48th most experience in D1 this year, 2.5 years on average for each player. So these teams have been here. They know what to expect. They've been going around handling their business. So I like Santa Barbara here, and I think it probably comes down to like a 1-2 possession game late.
Toast.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I took the points. I did not sprinkle the money line. maybe I regret that. But UC San Diego, they played twice earlier this year. San Diego won both games, but the game at Santa Barbara was a little bit closer. I just don't know if I am on board with this UC San Diego train. If you follow college basketball like Trevor and I mean, that this is like everybody's like favorite mid-major. Like everybody likes to talk about UC San Diego. They're on the nation's second longest win streak and 13 games in a row, yada, yada, yada. And now they're going to be playing a team with Cinderella's slipper on their foot, kind of in a way, winning 2 straight games. I think that CSUN win for Santa Barbara was great and really big for them. And like Trevor said, they're one of the more experienced teams in the country. And they can match up height-wise as well. So all that stuff tells me that I'm going to be taking the 11.5 here today. I took it on DraftKings.
We're polling about split, so there's definitely a lot of people. Hold on, let me just mute this guy.
I'm surprised because we're split just because UC San Diego gets a lot of love, like especially like on Twitter and stuff like that.
It's 11.5, and people love that logo. People just spit on that freaking logo.
It's like one of the best logos in sports.
Dude, both of these logos are elite. Like that Triton's clean. Trident.
UConn.
Man,
this is such an easy play.
If you're taking Creighton, I don't respect you. Okay.
I think Creighton's the move.
I'm gonna have to do it.
Creighton almost lost to DePaul yesterday.
Whoa! There was no reason to speak of DePaul in that tone. Almost lost to DePaul.
No. Trust me, that was not for me. That was just the general consensus talking. It definitely wasn't me.
Careful, there's a cliff there. You're backpedaling.
No. I was on DePaul. Hey man. I was on
DePaul.
All right.
Okay. Fair enough. You got the ticket.
All right. Yes, I do. Creighton. They Kyle, plug your ears. They didn't look good against DePaul yesterday. Nobody's gonna want to bet it. UConn pulled away from Villanova. UConn's only laying 4 here. They should be able to roll Creighton pretty easy, right? I'm not sure. UConn didn't look great yesterday either for 30 minutes, 35 minutes of that game. And then they pulled away late. So, and not to mention Dixon was 2 of 16 from the floor. So that makes
wild.
The last game ever, and he goes out like that. That's wild. But if he was like 5 of 16 from the floor, that's a different game entirely. So I like Creighton here. I think their best players are going to show up: Ashworth, McAndrews, what's his nuts, Kalkbrenner down low, and not to mention they split, right? And they split. They won at. Was that at Gamble? Was that the actual?
No, they split. UConn won in Creighton. Creighton won in UConn.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was Gamble or if it was a random game of the whatever. It doesn't really matter, but I like Creighton here, money line. I think they're live. Connecticut small number at Gamble, so yeah, pure road game. They got their lick back. I think this is gonna be a far even fight here, and I just don't think Creighton's 4 points better than or worse than UConn, and everyone's going to bet UConn because it's Store South. Creighton looked bad. Easy money here. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, based on the fact of how these two teams just looked, UConn looked impressive. Creighton struggled to beat what is perceived to be a bad team, even though that DePaul team that lost last night is not a bad team. It's a team that plays with heart.
They should have fucking won.
Yeah, I know. Trust me on that. I know. But yeah, this is a 1-possession game. I don't know how you would lay 4 points. Toast is about to probably try to spin some kind of manipulation into why you should
spin.
Yes, there is, dude.
UConn's the better team.
Oh, now UConn's a good team. Now?
I didn't say good. I said better than Creighton. That's what I said. So if you go back to the middle of January or the beginning of January, after that Creighton loss, UConn has lost to Xavier on the road. Xavier, one of the hottest teams in the country over the last couple of months. St. John's twice. Obviously, St. John's the best team in this conference. And then they had a shitty bad game on the road at Seton Hall where they lost. But besides that, they've been playing much, much better. I hate Hurley and I hate this UConn team, but Creighton sucks, and I feel like you got people that are trying to bait Creighton into this number. So I don't necessarily think I'm going to bet UConn because I do think that they stink still, but they're a lot better than Creighton. I can promise you guys that. So you can put UConn up for me. I'm probably not going to bet this. It keeps on going up. It was 3.5. It looks like it's back down to 3.5 in some spots. 4.5 on DraftKings. Yeah, I won't be betting it, but you can put UConn up for me.
I will be betting this.
Famous last words.
Okay.
Toast, you were doing so good today, and then you went and go pull this shit.
I'm not betting it, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm not. I don't want anything to do with that game.
Now we go to my biggest regret from yesterday. Toast was so confident giving out Boise State. He said, I got a full unit on it, and I said, I even typed it on my notes, I'm going to tail this, and then I forgot to bet it. And Boise
so
State,
easy.
Yeah, Boise State won comfortably.
That was a great game.
Wait, I thought Boise State won by double digits.
They did. It was just it was close throughout, and then at the end they kind of broke away.
Yeah. Well, San Diego State had 19 second-half points. Boise D just showed up.
Yeah.
Slammed down.
Toast, are you staying with the hot team that just gave you a unit yesterday?
Absolutely. The slipper still fits, boys, and we're getting plus money to fade this New Mexico team that's really only good in the pit. I don't really want to hear what anybody else has to say. So I do think that this number is kind of perfect because when they played in the pit, New Mexico was -4. When they played at Boise State was 5.5. Both teams covered at home. Again, I just don't really trust this New Mexico team. I don't think they're as good as everybody makes them out to be. They only have 2 losses in the last month or so. One of them to this Boise State team, and the other San Diego State, the team that Boise State just beat. But again, I think that we have I personally think that we have a coaching advantage with Coach Rice and what he's been able to do at Boise State. I get Pacino's been pretty decent, but again, you have a Boise State team that we saw their defense show up yesterday, and if their defense is playing like that and rebounding that the way they are, that's going to give New Mexico some problems because New Mexico gets on a lot of teams with their rebounding ability. They're not going to have that advantage against Boise State here today. Not to mention the fact that this is a close game. Boise State, a fantastic free throw shooting team. New Mexico, a terrible three-point shooting team or a free throw shooting team. And on top of all that, speaking of shooting, Boise State, this game is on a neutral. Boise State doesn't rely on the 3-ball. They like to get inside and pound it like that. I really like Boise State again here today. Another thing that New Mexico usually has is a bigger height advantage on people, a la a rebounding success. Again, not going to have that against Boise State either. Everything that New Mexico has, Boise State has, and if not better, Boise State again for me.
Trevor, you agree with that?
100%. Boise must-win game also to get into the tournament. Yesterday wasn't enough, I don't think.
Wait, hold on. Is it not a must-win game for New Mexico?
No, they're
Mexico's
probably
in. New Mexico's going to be in. Okay. Their non-con was really good, so if they had beaten St. John's, they would, without a doubt, they could have lost the first round to Fresno State and still got in. Boise must-win game here. I took the plus 105 money line. Who cares about this point? I know it probably will matter. I probably will lose my hook here. Boise money line here. They must-win game here. Dejanhart didn't play that good, but he showed up down the stretch. Andrew Meadows, should have never cut his hair, but he's still really, really good. And New Mexico, again, like what Toast said, at the pit, they're better. I mean, they were laying pit numbers yesterday. Didn't cover versus San Jose State. Now you get a Boise team that's desperate. Offensively did not play great yesterday, but defensively they showed up and they got it done. I think they can do the same here. They're going to be able to dominate the glass, force turnovers. They don't turn it over. They can all shoot. Dejanhart, I think, is going to have a big game here against New Mexico. And, both times these two teams played, it was double-digit wins for the home team. So I think on a neutral here, we find out who's the better team. And I think Boise's playing better right now. So I took Boise money line.
All right, next up, East Carolina UAB.
This line.
Dude.
East Carolina's going to win.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it not like the free? Like, doesn't UAB look absolutely free?
Yeah, right. It feels very.
What are they like?
Vague.
Significantly better than ECU?
Significantly, I think, is a little strong word, but they're definitely the better team. That's for sure. They're definitely better. This has steamed up a little bit. It opened 3.5 last night, 4 somewhere around there. I want to say.
I think 4.
Now, yeah, 4. So it's steamed up. I think ECU has beaten this team already. Yeah, they beat them 82-75 at home, and then they lost, I believe, was that the only time they played?
Because they played in January last year.
Yeah, only time they played. East Carolina has a game under the belt against UTSA. Should have covered, but make your free throws. But they got that win yesterday. They bet on this floor. They've got confidence from beating this team already. Like UAB is a really good team year in, year out in the American here, and they already have a win under the belt. I think they're fine. UAB hasn't played since Sunday. That was a loss to Tulane. They beat FAU and then lost to Memphis, so they're coming in 2 out of the last 3 losses. I get that they're going to want to start out fast and hot and get this done and revenge the whole shebang, but I think it's too much. ECU can muck it up. Their defense is great. They can rebound. They can force turnovers. Also, it's the offense is a little suspect at times, but I don't think UAB's defense is really that good to where they'll be able to lock them down and keep them under check and win by margin. So it would be ECU or nothing. I'm really close to betting this game. I think ECU's live in tournament play here.
Someone asked about the where did it go? VCU game. We did that last night. So if you're looking for the game that's about to start or the games that are about to start in the next 30 minutes, we did it on the midnight stream if you want to go watch that. There's timestamps and everything, so you can easily scroll through.
I like East Carolina a lot here to do. I was just kind of confused by the line, like Trevor said. The only thing I can really add is that UAB offense is pretty decent. I will give you that, but they kind of live and die by the 3 ball. And that is what ECU struggles against, but on a neutral, I think that kind of neutralizes things a little bit. And ECU's defense inside is pretty damn good. And as far as East Carolina's bad offense that Trevor mentioned, 100% agree with that. But solid thing is that they can shoot their free throws, and they're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the conference as well. So again, if you're on a neutral and I have a team in UAB that I think is going to struggle to shoot the ball from 3, and I have an East Carolina team that I trust rebounding the basketball, and I'm getting multiple possessions, it's going to be a place I want to be. So East Carolina for me, probably going to bet this as soon as the show's over.
Larry asked, Kyle, how come no more parlays at the end of the show? We'll be bringing those back for MLB, the community parlay. These basketball streams, we're doing 8 NBA games and then like 16 college basketball games where it's like, dude, just like trying to think of how to even build that parlay up is a process. So when we have the 12 to 15 MLB slate that's set, we'll bring the community parlay back, as silly as it is. By the way, I'll be on the other side of this one. This is fake sharp as hell. We're polling. Sharp. You guys are talking about the UAB should be laying more. It's a sketchy line. Then why did every single person vote ECU in this chat?
Again, sharps in the chat.
No, it's because you're all suckers. I'm betting
I
this.
didn't get it yet. I'm just saying, like, I thought that was. There's a lot of ways to get to ECU personally.
ECU plus 5.5. Damn it! I already gave a fake sharp play of the day. I can't just keep passing those out like Skittles, man.
I know. That's the problem. Now everybody wants to be like, oh, I told you guys it was the fake sharp play of the day.
That's another fake sharp play of the day. We got a good
Trevor.
We got a good
Why is Arizona catching points to a hobbled Texas Tech team?
How hobbled?
We don't know, but they're hobbled.
Then what are you talking about?
Who was that? Darian Williams? Yeah, Darian Williams. We saw what happened to when he left the game yesterday, too, and fell apart. But let's not forget how that first half went. Texas Tech went 12 of like 17 from 3 or something like that.
I remember.
They couldn't miss, but you know what they also couldn't do? Stop interior. Norchad Omier, 15, the man, the GOAT, kept him in that game, and he was in foul trouble. He was dominating the glass too. Like he was a bull in a china shop down there. He was dominating, getting whatever he wanted. Arizona beats Kansas in a revenge spot. Now they get Texas Tech. I believe these two played already this year. I'm trying to remember what happened.
Yeah, Arizona beat them by 10. In Arizona, yep. Texas Tech beat them by 10 in Texas Tech, or whatever, 10 plus.
Yeah, they got smoked on the road there. But I think Arizona's going to win this game. Texas Tech needed to shoot absolutely lights out in the first half to get this done. And then second half, Norchad Omier was in foul trouble, and he sat, and Baylor still hung in there with their guards. Arizona has elite guards too. They've got big men down low that can step out, run the floor, do the whole thing. And if Darian Williams is healthy, he could still re-aggravate an injury or be hobbled or not 100% yet. So I like Arizona here. I don't think Texas Tech's going to repeat that shooting performance yesterday. They scored like 19 points in the second half or something like that. Like, they didn't look good. And Texas Tech launching from three is not really their cup of tea. They just couldn't miss, and they just kept firing. So they're like, all right, let's just keep doing this. They didn't look good interior-wise defensively. Offensively was a suspect too. So I like Arizona here. I think Texas Tech's a little, people see the name. They know they're really good. This team beat Houston. Arizona just beat Kansas, so they should be dead legs for this, but I don't buy it. I like Arizona here with the points.
Someone said, when I said I was taking UAB, someone said, Kyle doesn't know a single player on ECU or UAB. Damn right I don't.
You ever heard of Axel Landenborg?
Nope. But UAB is going to cover. And someone said, Sean Morrow said, let Kyle have UIB. I mean, he liked the Pelicans yesterday. What the hell, man? Orlando was my top NBA bet yesterday. Not like the Pelicans. I like the Magic. They were up 30. They were up 30 points at half. Fuck out of here. Some out for you.
Oh my god, that was funny. Comments never let me down. I don't know. You can put Texas Tech up for me. Something doesn't seem right. That's all. Something doesn't seem right. I feel like. What do you mean? What am I talking about? I mean, you're getting Arizona, it just doesn't feel right to me. I agree with everything that Trevor said. Then why the hell are we getting 2.5 points with Arizona?
Because Texas Tech's the stronger team.
No, it feels like a trap.
Texas Tech was just laying 6.5 to Baylor.
I'm not saying they're not the stronger team. I'm telling you that it feels like a trap to
me. I'm
just telling you how I personally feel that this is a trap because everything tells me to slam Arizona. And I bet you if you look in the freaking comments, everybody's clicking Arizona as well.
Yeah, everyone's clicking.
So,
Well, I mean, not everybody. Not everybody.
I personally feel like it's a trap.
I think the line's right, dude. Texas Tech.
More money and bets are coming in on Texas Tech too. So again, means nothing, but that's just where it's sitting.
I'm taking Texas Tech because I think they cover the number, not because I think there's some conspiracy voodoo witchcraft going on, like Toast.
I don't think there's conspiracy. I think both of these teams are very good. I can see a lot of reasons to get to Arizona, and I just feel like it's a little bit weird. That's all. I mean, what can I say?
Chance McMillan is healthy to play, says somebody in all capital letters in the comments.
It's like the same guy it's the UAB game. Yeah, it's Chance McMillan's the guy for I think he plays for UAB. Or no.
It's a UAB. It's a UAB player.
No, it's not even that. I don't even know who the hell that is.
No, he plays on. He does play on Texas Tech. I was like, wait a minute.
I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, my bad.
Okay, but he's also coming off an injury, and then you still have Darian Williams who's injured. I think this line's kind of sitting here. I think if Williams was for sure a go and 100%, I think this would probably be 3.5. But I think there's still questions about it. Same with Lipsy and what's her nuts, Sean Gilbert yesterday. Yeah. And neither of them played, so that cap was perfect with BYU.
We got 2 games left. Real quick, league update. Everyone feast your eyes on the Republic of Chad division because I'm running away with this shit. I'm up 5 units, 4.5 units in the division. Not really a big deal. Smoking everybody. We got some battle in Newark, Jolly Green and Bustin' Gritty up there towards the top. East Fade, NHRA is back. And Eric Shipley has a 1.5 unit lead in Cranberry Roach division, which is just crazy. For those of you that don't know who Eric Shipley is,
no one cares.
The fact that he's leading is shocking, to say the least. McIver says, dude, McIver, you're 5 units back. I can just play. I can just play minus 600 money lines and skip to the finish line. You're done. It's over. You probably shouldn't even submit today. I already got that division. 2 games left. Clemson, Louisville. Why is Clemson laying though?
Dude.
Thank you.
Don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about voodoo or anything like that.
Voodoo.
So. Jesus Christ! I'm just saying this is the same situation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. Louisville's a better team, and we're getting plus 1.5. Why don't we not sound like Miss Cleo?
Clemson beat Duke, and people remember that.
They beat them?
Louisville folded against Duke.
What? Why?
I just think it's perception. Louisville's been good, but they've also sold a few times. Clemson has beaten Duke. They've been a covering machine this year. I like Louisville here. I like their pieces. They have. I think overall their roster's better. Clemson does have some great stars. Shefflin, Hunter. Who's the other freaking kid?
Chase.
God, no, the other big Lockton, Victor Lockton, Victor. But I think Louisville's a better team here. I think this is kind of just like they said it with the team that was net ranking and everything by better. Just set them as like the favorite and just letting the market figure it out. And a lot of people are liking Clemson, but this line isn't moving. It's just sitting here. So I like Louisville regardless. Shout out people betting Clemson because he didn't allow this game to flip. So I really like Louisville here. With the money line, I didn't even bother with the points. I took the money line here.
I'll take the money line too. I'll bet this with you. I'm down.
Yeah, I'm all in. You can sweep the board with them. You also can add on a page from Trevor's book. I feel like Louisville got their scare out of the way with Stanford as well. So, and I truly believe that. So, and they had played Stanford in back-to-back games, so that was an easy prep for Stanford. Giving us 11 points was freaking free. Let's get it on. So, Louisville for me.
As far as everyone watching, most people are on Clemson here. We're polling
right now.
Pretty one-sided towards Clemson. The people,
chat's a bunch of squares.
If you're wondering who the ringleader is of the Clemson march in the chat, it's Helms.
Shocker.
Perfect. Bet placed.
Just double down. Kentucky 7.5 against
God damn it.
Alabama.
Everybody in the world. Trevor?
Toast.
The Avengers are just a hard team to understand. And you know.
I understand them perfectly. Kentucky money line.
Thank you. The world is going to be on Alabama. You're going to hear things like, oh, Alabama's rolling. Oh, Butler got hurt yesterday. What is Kentucky going to do without Lamont Butler? Oh, my God. They're going to be so bad. Butler hasn't played a lot the last, 2 or 3 weeks. I know that he came back for a few games against Missouri and LSU and whatnot, where he scored 8 points, 5 points, 7 points against Oklahoma. He looked decent against Auburn. But besides that, he hasn't done diddly poo in a month and a half. So losing Lamont Butler means absolutely nothing to me as a Kentucky bettor and a fan. So, again, the Avengers have been really good for me in this spot as a dog. Obviously, Alabama is very, very good. But at the same time, we're not getting Alabama off a loss, so unfortunately it can't be a system play for me, which never lost this year, by the way. And second of all, we're getting Alabama when they've been shooting the absolute lights out at home or on the road, and now they're going to have to go to a neutral arena in Bridgestone, which is a hockey rink. I just have a hard time believing those Alabama 3 balls are going to fly, and if that's the case, I think Kentucky can stay in this game. So you can put Kentucky up to me. For me, it keeps on getting bet up, so I'm just going to patiently wait my time. This game started at 4.5 last night. It's been bet up to 7.5 now. I'm just waiting for an 8 to hit the board or whatnot, but I will be on Kentucky. There's no question about that.
Mr. Blunt in the comments said it perfectly. How can you lay a touchdown with Alabama that plays no defense? Poetic. Should be on a bumper sticker.
Kentucky does play defense?
I was going to say, I don't know if I'd like
Kentucky's not laying 7.5. Oh, my God. Bet Alabama. Please pick Alabama, Trevor.
Do it. He's going to do it. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm putting it up anyway just because that fit for that face.
I honestly haven't even touched this game because I'm not sure what to do, to be honest.
now you have.
Something tells me the over. Something tells me the over. These two teams, they score. They don't play defense, not to mention the desperation of your season ending potentially here. This number is ridiculous. 180 on a neutral.
True.
How do you bet an under with these two teams? How do you do it? Look at what Kentucky did last night. They fucking blew a 10-point lead in 40 seconds.
They handled it though live at plus 200.
Not about that.
That was ridiculous.
That was electric.
Yeah, Porter Moser, all time, just terrible inbound defense with 5 seconds.
How do you let him?
Let's not impede him to get to the.
For those of you that didn't see what happened, so we were live and Oklahoma. Trevor had actually, I think both these guys had Oklahoma money line. And
no, I didn't.
Trevor had Oklahoma money line, and Oklahoma scored to take the lead with 5 seconds left, and we were live on the show. And I said, Kentucky calls a timeout with 5 seconds left, inbounding it from their own baseline. So 5 seconds, you're basically thinking like they're going to inbound it and try to get down and launch the three. So on the live stream, I said, I'm going to bet this live right now. And I opened up my phone while live and took Kentucky live money line at plus 200. I bet it. They inbound it, and this is the crazy part because obviously Kentucky, they won the game. But how they won it is wild. They were inbounding it from their own baseline. If you're Oklahoma, how could you possibly give Kentucky a shot attempt at the rim? Inbounding it from their own baseline with 5 seconds left. And Kentucky, it was a contested layup, but they made a layup. Inbounding it with their own baseline with 5 seconds left, and they made a layup. It's crazy.
That was, baseline running, switches to his left hand and throws up a floater. Like, what the fuck, man?
How do you let him get there?
Dude, they all stood on the freaking half court line. Like, no, play man to man, make him run back, back to get the ball, not forward.
Yeah, well, that too.
Did they have a man on the ball?
No, but
No.
So Trevor, I wasn't looking so much that they let the guy catch it running, which I agree with you. It was after he caught it, he turned up court, and they just let him. They had two guys there, and they just gave him the sideline.
They just ran vertically with him. They didn't. Nobody went to like close off a lane or to do anything. They just let him go. It made no sense. And then they didn't want to foul, so I get it. But dude, just all you have to do is play man and make them catch the ball and move and stop. Not catch the ball while he's running up court and getting momentum. It was all time just terrible coaching.
I really enjoyed it. Hey, B Felly, answer your email, dude. I'm trying to get you in the Discord. Back in there so you can participate in the league. It's B Felsk, right? With a K? B Felsk? All right. Anyway, that's it, guys. So if you're wanting to see the games that are starting earlier in the day, we went through them last night. So just go into the channel and just scroll to one stream back, and we went through all the games that are starting noon, 2 p.m., 3 p.m. So like the early games we already did. Everyone have a great day. If you're in the league and you're trying to bet these early games, I would submit now. You have till 7 p.m. to submit your picks for the league, but obviously if you're submitting 4 hours from now, you can't pick a game that starts at noon. Doesn't work like